Oh my days, the sky is blue. It's October 2022 and it is such a beautiful day. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful day. Hello again, this is TGN, the Growing Network Part 2. Well, I'm glad I left it for a while before continuing this blog, or vlog as they call it. So much has happened since starting the Growing Network in April. So many amazing things have happened and some controversial things have happened. So I should have looked at part 1 before I started this, but I decided not to, as I know I did admit I omitted some things on the last video that would clarify the position of the Growing Network. And I probably said that the Growing Network is that, it's just a network. It's not any kind of structure where we have directors and chairmen and people ruling the roost. What we have is simply a network like the mycelium of fungi and the roots of trees all spreading out in a sustainable and healthy way. So we've continued our meetings once a month in our village hall, asking for donations and always covering the £20 or so costs. And as I probably mentioned previously, you don't have to be a gardener and you don't have to bring anything to attend the meetups. We simply discuss whatever is needed, really, such as what to plant now, how to cook the things we harvest. I brought some quick raw beetroot pickle recipe in, and some of the pickle too as a taster, so we had a tasting table this month. There is a conspicuous lack of men. Obviously they are busy and are secure in the knowledge that they will always be able to eat. I'm not so sure. I think neoliberal capitalism is collapsing all around us. We've had drought, which has affected farming. We have had water reservoirs drying up. We have had war and COVID. So who knows really what is coming, except that we know that really in order to remain healthy and to have healthy communities, we need to start looking at growing our own food and helping and supporting each other through any times ahead. And that includes looking for probably fresh groundwater. In my village alone, we only have a school. We have a primary school and a nursery school in the village hall, and a pub at the end of the village, and that's pretty much our resources. So the village hall is very critical for us, and we've been granted permission to have an open shed behind the hall, which will be really amazing. It'll be a seed, pot, food, plant, sort of, open shed, sort of food bank, seed bank kind of thing, so everyone can share, basically. I have heard through the grapevine that some people are not a fan of my ideas, but I'm not exactly sure what ideas people mean when they say that, because if the idea is that we create free food by networking, then what idea is there not to like? I mean, surely we want everyone to be able to eat fresh food daily, winter and summer, autumn and spring. So maybe they just don't understand that what we are trying to, what not just myself, but many people on this planet who are creating initiatives around food. We're just trying to feed the world in a more sustainable and localized way. You could call it glocal, because we start in the heart of our locality and we spread outwards, and when that's happening, which it is all over the world, then we will all be interconnected as one, and surely that will be a new and hopefully more sustainable and kinder world. Isn't that what we all want? There's nothing scary about that. It's just a matter of including yourself in that network in order for the network to work and in order for the network to grow. So the way we started the Growing Network is we did 200 or 300 leaflets and did a door-to-door post flyer drop once in the first month, and then we did it again a couple of months later, and I had some help, which was lovely. But unless we get together and in our own communities, and if we don't do that and we have fuel shortages or the price goes through the roof, then we will be walking. And once we have these structures, these foundations in place, we'll all be a lot better off. There is no such thing as scarcity. We're surrounded by the abundance of nature. All we have to do is tap into it and help it to flourish in our communities. And that's not just because I have my own large garden to grow food in, but if I can't drive to a community garden, then I'm scuppered, and I want to put my energy where I will reap the rewards from. And to me, the only thing that really makes sense is to do it in your own backyard, and you don't have to have a garden to do that. But if you join in to the network, then you will be part of that network and you will be fed. And your skills might not be gardening, might not be plants, you might hate the outside, but you will have some skills which us gardeners would really, really appreciate. And we want to share, and we want to share the rewards of our work. Are you willing to share the rewards of your skills too? So we can get together and create a whole, a healthy whole, which includes many different skills and many different strengths. So let's all pull together and create something that works for everyone. Take care. So my Yakon or Yukon are going to need harvesting soon, before the first frost. And if you haven't heard of it, Yakon is a South American tuber that looks, I think, a bit like a sweet potato, but it's crunchier. So if you put it into stir fries, it'll be more like a water chestnut, I think. But it's also very sweet, at least if you press the juice of it and then reduce the juice. You can do it in an apple press or something. You then boil down the juice, it becomes a little bit like maple syrup, so it's a fantastic crop, and one that does grow very well in the UK, although I am in the south of the UK. So come the next Growing Network meeting, I hopefully will be able to share, or possibly I'll have to look it up. In the next few network meetings, I will be able to share some of these tubulars for more people to grow. And here we go, for a healthy world. And here is my green manure crop phacelia, which I'm going to dig into the ground, or I might just leave it over the winter. It smells gorgeous and the wildlife love it, and this is a new bed. But I might keep this small bed here as a wildlife bed.